In sports, if you want to be the best, there are no off days.
Welcome into the No Off Days podcast. Last week we got you ready for the college football season, and now we have the week one slate of games in the books. Feeling good, and this week we turn our attention to the NFL. You ready for it?
I'm so ready for it, Scott.
Man, we are lucky. We have a very special guest on this week's show. In fact, with that, let's bring in Brian King to lay the groundwork of what we have on this fancy last episode before the season begins.
Right. NFL season start on what year is this for the NFL?
Well, it's 2025, so
oh my gosh!
carry the one.
I thought we were going to do the hard trivia questions at the end of the show.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I know we're about to have a Super Bowl.
Hey,
60. So.
I know that this is the 50th season of Buccaneer football. I do know that.
Yes. Okay. That's all that matters.
I've been counting. Yeah. So as we look ahead, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff on the Bucs today, right?
We are. And looking ahead, what better person to bring in than the defensive line coach of your Sickles High Griffins out there, right?
That's right. You're a big Griffins guy.
I'm a Griffin supporter, yes.
How many Griffins logoed shirts do you own?
Two, actually. Yeah,
okay.
Two.
All right.
Am I missing an inside? Is this where your kids went to high school?
My kids go there, and I am assistant chief softball fields maintenance.
That's right. Okay.
You just, everybody, if you are in the neighborhood, just go out and appreciate the softball fields out there. Because Brian, we know his love for lawn care.
We do.
And he takes that with him as he prepares the softball fields.
Dude,
and his daughter graduated, so she's not even there. But it's a labor of love, is it not?
He does it for free.
It's fun. It's actually fun to help out, And it is kind of your community high school, so you kind of want to help out whatever way you can.
He puts those little his earbuds in, his fancy Apple earbuds in.
His AirPods?
Yeah, that's what you call them. And he can't hear a thing, and he's what, do you listen to some Van Halen while you're...
Yeah.
Is that good? What's the best grass cutting music to listen to?
I don't actually cut the grass, but I drag the dirt in the infield.
Well, but in general, at your house,
that's
I know
not
you
as
do
prestigious, dragging the dirt.
It varies, but sometimes Van Halen, sometimes Def Leppard, depends on what, how bad the grass is. What motivation
when it's really tall, you break out the Metallica. Oh,
yeah.
I'm so mad at you.
No, Brian doesn't. He doesn't just do the dirt. Okay, like he is. No, Brian.
Does he line? Do you get to line the field?
He logos the field. He does, yeah. He does.
You get to push that thing that has the white chalk in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that thing.
Sometimes
I've always wanted to drive one of those.
Remember Kevin Kiermaier's brother was like the head grounds crew guy at Wrigley Field. I don't know if he still does that.
I didn't know that.
But those guys are smart, man.
Yeah.
Like to be able to get those fields looking that pristine, they
took some math classes?
Very underappreciated.
Yeah.
Well,
the people that do that. Yeah.
It's hard work. What those boys are doing at Steinbrenner Field this year, holy cow.
What are they doing at Steinbrenner?
No, at Steinbrenner Field. The
baseball.
Rays,
yeah. Sorry.
They had to make an adjustment.
I was still thinking high school. Okay, yes. All right.
The grounds crew at the Trop was kind of bored compared to what
they were
now.
collecting checks. That's what they were doing. They got their blowers out. They just got to blow all the sunflower seeds off the field. Not this year. No, they're putting in the work. All right, so
anyway,
yes.
Will Gholston, former Buck, he's helping out over at Sickles High.
I can't wait to catch up with Will.
I know. He's a good guy, man.
He was a fixture in that locker room. I mean, before I got here, he was playing for the Bucs. And apparently, he's still keeping in shape. So
yeah, 12 years with the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk to him.
And then at the end of the program there, BK.
NODPOD Gazette.
Okay.
I mean, we got to keep these people employed.
Well,
so
yeah. Speaking of people that need to carry their weight, the NODPOD Gazette.
So they're going to fire out some new articles for you.
Okay. Lovely. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic.
We'll catch up with you momentarily. If you're listening and you want to watch, go to fox13news.com/NODPOD. If you're watching and want to listen or subscribe, you can take out your phone, zap that QR code on the screen, and head to our show page. Feel free to leave a comment on our YouTube channel. If you're on iTunes, leave a 5-star. We beg you. We plead with you. Please subscribe. fox13news.com/NODPOD. Was that desperate enough?
Oh, no.
Not desperate
it didn't
enough.
Didn't just sound desperate enough.
Pity, please.
We need you.
Yes. All right. So as we have been leading you week by week, breaking down these NFL divisions, there's but one left. So we have, 7 in the books and 1 to go. So with that, we land right here in the NFC South. And that brings us to the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, and your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Would you like to start this off?
I will.
As you predict what will happen?
I will, and I think we're going to be in a lot of agreement on this division
we'll see
here.
about that.
Okay, all right. You're just going to pick the Saints to win just to spite me, aren't you? Let's go bottom to top this time. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Kind of like the way you eat a cupcake. You always finish with the icing.
Save the icing for last.
Let's go with – no, you know what? I want to go top to bottom. Okay. Let's start with the icing.
Oh.
Let's go, and there's no way we can pick again. This isn't a homer pick, but it's just the most consistent team in this division.
You've had
the
some
last
homer
5
picks
years
in the past.
We have.
This is not.
This is not. No, last 4 divisions have gone to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't see anything changing with that this season. You know, Baker coming off a career best season. How is he rewarded for that? Well, by getting another new offensive coordinator, his 8th in 8 years. Josh Grizzard replacing Liam Cohen, who moved on to Jacksonville. But even with that coaching change, I really don't see this offense, which was very productive last year, a top 10 offense. I don't see much of a drop-off here. Looking for Bucky Irving Jr. to build on that breakout season he had last year. Yes, we have some injuries at wide receiver, but I really don't think the production drops off much this season. The question marks last season were with the defense and the way they kind of played down the stretches. The offense was putting it together. The defense seemed to have some holes, especially when it came to pass defense, but I think the pass rush will be improved this season. Secondary should be better with your cornerback Benjamin Morrison, who they drafted, and a healthy Antoine Winfield Jr. And so if you look at the schedule, first half of the season, going to be tough. I mean, really, those first 11 games are one of the tougher schedules in the league, and you're going to be without, of course, Chris Godwin, Tristan Wirfs, and McMillan during some of those games. But I think even without that, if you get through those first 10, 11 games there, it lightens up towards the end of the season. Vegas has set our win total at 9.5, and I think the Buccaneers, this is one of my favorite overplays in the NFL. We did this when the schedule was released back in the spring. I think the Buccaneers win 11 games and win the division.
Okay.
Let's just go back and forth.
Okay. Yeah. So for many of the same reasons, I got the Buccaneers as well. In fact, I have them finishing with the exact same record as you. I got them with 11 wins this year. You know, I try to, when you're close to it, you can see the issues, the potential issues. You know, when you zoom out, you're like, this team's pretty stacked, you know? Like, I mean, the bigger concerns, I think, would be, well, for one, getting through the early portion of the schedule without Chris Godwin, Tristan Wirfs. How long that is, I'm hopeful. I don't think it's going to be very long. Maybe they miss, game 3 max, and I think that both will be back. I mean, they were pulled off the PUP list, which means that they're not going to miss more than 4 games. So once they're back, you feel more confident in what you have there in that starting tier. You got Josh Grizzard as the OC. That could be a question mark. We don't know how he's going to be as a play caller, so that could be a questionable wrinkle. Defensively, man, they get some pieces back. Winfield, yes, injury last year. It was a little bit of a down production year, but we know he got paid as the highest safety in the league for a reason, and we've seen it time and time again. Fully expect him to come back. There's so many promising pieces on the defense that I'm excited to see what they can do. You add a Hassan Reddick that's going to be a pure edge rusher, guy that's going to be blazing off the edge. What's that going to do for the rest of your defensive front? So I've told you before, I think very highly of Kalijah Cansey. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be a star. I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I'm hoping this is the year. I think I predicted it last year in year 2, and I was a little early to the party, so I'll hold back. But Vita, we know, known commodity, one of the most dominant interior rushers in the NFL. I think Yaga is going to benefit from this. I mean, you got to stack pressure somewhere. So I think they're going to generate more pressure up front. If you don't have to blitz as often, and I know for Todd Bowles, he likes to send it from all parts of the field, it's just going to solidify the back end of your defense, right? So, Levante, known commodity. Is he aging? Yes, still quality out there. Servassier Dennis is going to be key for that linebacking core. Tyke Smith, I think, is going to be a fantastic safety back there. I like the guys that they picked up in the draft. I mean, I'm just going position by position, I guess. Jacob Parrish, a rookie that is going to be your starting nickel.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be we saw it in the preseason games. I mean, this guy's great in coverage, and he was draped all over these receivers. So just a lot of promising pieces in their defense. And offensively, why would they not be as successful as last year? aside from maybe slow out of the gates without McMillan and Godwin, Egbuka has been
he looks good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, looks like a seasoned vet out there. Mike is going to be Mike. I think Kate Otten, quality tight end. So Bucky, I mean, for all the reasons, plus Baker Mayfield, another year more confident after a record-breaking season last year. Can the O-line gel as, in the meantime without Wirfs? That'll be a question, but feel super confident about them. Okay, we talked enough about the Bucs. All right, let's move on to our second-place team.
And I'll speed through this one. Atlanta, I've got in second. I'm excited to see what this offense looks like with Michael Penix Jr. His deep ball accuracy is really sharp. Should elevate them, upgrade over Cousins, I believe, certainly. And then Bijan Robinson is supposed to – he's everyone's fantasy darling, right?
Unless you accidentally put Brian Robinson, which has been – have you seen that
mistake has been made, yeah. But, Bijan should be great, prime for a big season. Had a top 10 offensive line. I think that goes under the radar with the Falcons, but this should be a good unit that is protecting Penix and that Bijan is running behind here. The defense was putrid last season. No other way to describe it. They bring in new DC Jeff Ulbrich, get some pass rushing talent through the draft and in some free agent signees there. And so they do have the fourth easiest schedule in the league as well. Vegas has them at 7.5. I think this is a 9-win team. I've got them at 9-8, finishing second.
Okay, I have Atlanta finishing second as well. And as much as I'd like to see the Bucs separate, history is the best teacher, and this is always a scrap down the stretch. And so I got them as a 10-win team, finishing in second place. They addressed the defense, and really it's getting after the quarterback. They've been awful, particularly in that area. So you bring in Leonard Floyd, you draft the position. So I don't know how quickly a guy like James Pierce and Jalen Walker are going to be impact players, but down the road I think they're going to be quality additions. So defensively is the biggest question mark for me for the Falcons, and year 2 for Penix. Yeah, we saw some promising things, but still, I mean, you're giving the keys to a decent offense to a young quarterback. There's always going to be a level of uncertainty there. So, and I for one, if you watch the quarterback Netflix special,
right.
Kirk Cousins, I think that I don't think it was an injury-related thing, and so he's still a good quarterback, I think. So if
that's the thing. If this Penix thing goes south, or if he gets hurt, you've got the highest paid backup in the league.
Yeah. You got to be slow to pull that trigger, though. I mean, once you give it, you don't want to ruin a young man's confidence. So, Atlanta 10-7, finishing in second place this year.
All right, let's go third place here. I thought about putting these guys in second and dropping Atlanta. There's a lot of reason for optimism here. I just think defense is still going to be not very good, but I've got the Carolina Panthers in third. Yeah. Optimism based on how Bryce Young played down the stretch of last season. Dave Canales' second year in that offense. They've got a good 1-2 punch in running back Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdell. Targets, though, for Bryce Young. I love this Tetaroa McMillan, this draft pick. I think he's going to be instant impact right away. Xavier Leggett, big guy, big target. You've got one of the better tight ends. Jatavian Sanders, I think, is going to have a big season. And it's the defense. The defense is the Achilles heel here. Allowed the third most points per game of any team in the past 20 years. The past 20 seasons, the third most last year. So it's got to be better, right? They made a major defensive overhaul. They still got Derek Brown, Pro Bowler, coming back after missing nearly all of last season, and some pretty good free agent signings. Weaker strength of schedule. I think that this team is going to win 8 games, which is over their projected total. I got them at 8-9, the Panthers.
Okay, that's probably a little bit ahead of what I have them. I do have the Panthers finishing in third place. Offense should be much better. I think jury's still out on both Young and Leggett, and I think he had a little bit of a rough first year in the league. But I like that pick when they took him, and I think it's probably going to pan out in the future. It helps when you have other playmakers around him. Defensively, I mean, they just allowed over 30 points a game last year. So that overhaul, how quickly does that chemistry come together in this division? I think it's going to be hard. I think the Falcons and the Bucs going to pick them off a little bit, and that's going to hurt them. I got them finishing 6-11, those Panthers. So, a 1-win improvement from a year ago. But I think, I don't think our good buddy Dave Canales has any concerns. I don't think it's hot seat territory just yet. I think as long as you see the improvement, I think everybody will be able to recognize that this NFC South is better as a whole.
Yeah, except for the Saints. Let's go to our fourth place team. I don't know if the Saints will be.
Are they in for the Arch sweepstakes? You think that's
I think they are trying to lead the charge for Arch Manning. I mean, you just look at this offense. What is it going to be at quarterback? They're turning the keys over to Tyler Shuck, who has a ton of college experience, but he's a rookie quarterback. Yeah. And then what is that going to look like with head coach Kellen Moore in his first season there? What is there on offense to be excied about?
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave, but yeah, kind of injury prone. But
still Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, he's a little long in the tooth, but could probably pop. Okay, let's say the offense is okay, but the defense is also scary. I don't know what it's going to be when you trade Marshawn Lattimore to Washington. Yeah. You lose Adebo to the Giants. I think your top corner now there is the Kool-Aid McKinstry in his second year from Alabama, but you're turning the keys over to a guy named Kool-Aid, and you got a fourth.
Oh, yeah.
You've got some exciting draft picks, but I don't think they're ready to take over a defense and create the kind of pass rush that is going to be needed to make a real impression in this division here. I just think that this team is not going to be very good, and I think they're going to win 4 games. That's where I have the Saints.
All right, so that's one down from a year ago. That's exactly what I have them for too. A 4-13 Saints team for all the reasons you mentioned, and I don't even know have they announced that they're moving on to the rookie at quarterback, or is it going to be Rattler? Either way, I don't think you have a real solution this year. It's going to be tough sledding for that team. They do have some, Cam Jordan is always going to get after the quarterback. They have some decent pieces in the front of their defensive line. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, somebody's got to pull down the rest of the division. I think that's probably going to be your Saints. They're going to be picked on a little bit this year. But I stand to be surprised. But that is how I see the NFC South breaking down, and it sounds like we're in lockstep. Maybe we have the same record for the Bucs. You had Atlanta as a 9-win team. Yeah. I had them as a 10-win team. You like Carolina a little bit better, but I still got them in third place as well. So there you go. We have predicted the entire NFL and how it's all going to play out this year. The playoffs, that's another matter entirely. We might have to dedicate another show.
Feel free to hold us accountable at the end of the season.
No, hold him accountable. I have already forgotten all my picks. All right, coming up on the other side, we're going to catch up with former Buccaneer Will Gholston. And maybe he can give us his take on how the Bucs are going to shake out this year. That's next. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. We are joined by a special guest today. 12 years with the Buccaneers, longest tenured defensive lineman in team history. He is Will Gholston, and now you've turned your football knowledge from playing to now coaching. You are one of the defensive coaches for Sickles High School. How is the coaching going so far?
It is. It's interesting. It's new. Trying to deliver, I would say, instruction to guys who, some guys want to play. Yeah. Some guys figuring out if they want to play. So that's really the hardest part to see, because it's hard to teach effort.
Yeah.
But,
well, that's cool that you get to see a different side of the game. Do you feel like all these nuggets that have been coached into me over the years, they're just kind of coming up naturally? You're sharing with the guys, or
every day when I'm writing my reflections down, I'm like, man, I can understand why my coach as I'm playing, I understand what he meant. Yeah. Casey Rogers, our defensive line coach last year, used to say, "You guys you're taking years off my life. And I'm like, what you mean, Coach?
And now those young Griffins are hearing it from Coach Gholston.
Oh, man, yeah. But they work hard, though. They work hard.
That's good stuff.
How would you compare, though, today's high school football player in terms of attitude and effort to what was going on when you were just destroying offensive linemen up in the Michigan area? Like, are kids just as eager to take direction?
I think everybody on the team wants to get better. They want to learn, but I think it's two different games. Like, the evolution of the game has transcended all over. You guys doing 7-on-7 year-round down here. You got spring football down here up north.
I guess what I'm asking is, are they soft? Is today's kid soft compared to guys 15 years ago?
Compared to how I grew up,
Yeah.
I think most kids are soft compared to how I grew. I grew up very different. I had an extremely humble beginning. So yeah, I would say, they're not the
They're
same.
missing that edge a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, but you could teach, like you get a puppy. You got to teach them how to attack sometimes, teach them how to sit down. It's easier to teach a puppy, whoa, than to teach a puppy to say, go.
Oh, okay. I'm going to remember
See,
that.
I
one.
would think though, effort obviously can't necessarily be coached, but if they get a glimpse of what's possible in their own athletic career potentially, and what better than to see a guy that's reached the mountaintop, that maybe you can instill some of that hope. Do you see that?
Definitely. I think mentality is a big part of coaching. Like to cater to someone's mentality, to get them like, okay, I've been here my whole career. Maybe if I learned this technique, I go to another level. Now that I learned the technique, I believe in myself. Once I believe in myself, I go to a whole nother level. So football, I feel like, is a 70% mental game, and most of that's confidence and understanding the defensive scheme.
Yeah. Do you see yourself continuing in coaching, maybe doing college pros? You like being at the high school level?
Right now, I'm using the high school level to make sure I can develop a player. My biggest thing as a coach is at any level, I want to be able to develop. So I want to test my know-it-all. If I know what to do, how to develop a high school guy, I can go to college and go to the NFL, because I don't want to go there and not be ready to give my all and be elite.
Yeah. Do you now? I know you're not officially retired, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're still out there and available if teams want you. But do you miss the training camp part? This early portion? Okay.
I wish the camera had been on him
says
when he
it all.
started shaking his head.
Well, I don't know. Some guys are just they love it. The smell of the grass, the first clash of training camp. I don't know. I know that in Tampa it's particularly difficult because of you're combating the heat as well. But you don't miss the training camp aspect?
I wouldn't even say training camp. I miss the grind of it, because the grind of football as an NFL player is extremely hard and tedious, and it keeps you on your toes. There's no room for complacency. And my mindset, I feel like as a man, I'm always trying to grow. So I can't be the same guy I was last year. I can't be the same guy I was yesterday, because you always under a microscope. The eye in the sky don't lie.
Right.
You got to walk a certain way, talk a certain way, and play a certain way. So I miss that part of the game, but
Your body's probably forgiving you a little bit.
Sometimes I wake up now, I don't feel a thing. I'm walking around like, this is what it feels like to, just
kinda
be
normal.
loose. Yeah. So
No inflammation today. How nice.
Yeah.
that's cool.
You mentioned earlier how the upbringing that you had is different than perhaps what today's high school athlete has. I'd read that you were living in a car prior to being drafted by the Buccaneers.
1999 Ford Escort.
That's not a big car.
Not at all.
No,
it was a 4-door, but it was a 2-door coupe.
Oh, man.
So I'm looking, my blind side, I'm looking right at my blind side. It was dope, all white. It was amazing. He got towed at Michigan State.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Well, so you were drafted, I think, 4th round,
Yes, sir.
right? Could you ever have imagined from those humble beginnings, a 4th round draft pick, getting even if your career doesn't continue on, 12 years in the NFL and all that you've gotten out of that, did you ever foresee this evolving?
No, I didn't even think I'd be able to mature into the type of man that I was. I was definitely immature when I first got into the league. But so to be the person that I am when I look myself in the mirror, I'm extremely proud of that. I'm proud of the man that I am. Career was great in my opinion too, but the man that I am today versus the man that I was when I got drafted, I'm extremely excited who I am.
Well, and from like a body composition standpoint too, that was something that it seemed like every year you were kind of changing, morphing into whatever you needed to be to help the Bucs win. How difficult was that? Because you packed on a lot of weight. And,
Yeah.
you play inside, outside, wherever you got the opportunity.
It was a 70-pound fluctuation throughout my career.
Wow.
So I don't think it was hard. I'm more of a run through a wall type of guy. So if I believe in my coach, and I always believed in everybody who was in there, they ask me to jump, I'm saying how high. They say run through the wall, I'm going through the wall. So.
Well, since you're a coach now, curious what coaching styles worked best for Will Gholston. Was it the guy that barks at you? Was it the quiet teacher? What was the most effective teacher that you ever had, and what was that style like?
I think it changed. It was a range throughout my career. So each stage in development of me as a player and a man, I was able to take more, Sometimes I couldn't listen to yelling. Sometimes I needed to be yelled at. Sometimes I needed to be pulled to the side. So I had the whole genre that I picked up of my style now is a little piece of everybody. I yell a little bit. I talk a little bit. I show you. I get down there and show you.
So you're a split personality coach.
Yeah. A little Shiano, a little Bowles.
what am I going to get today from coach?
Oh, it's the same every day.
Yeah.
We gonna start off. So the rules of our defensive line, we made a pact too, like the way we discipline each other. But the rules are, when we outside the lines, we could joke and we could play. But as soon as we step past that white line in any facet, when we working, we are working.
Yeah.
When we playing, we gonna play as hard as we play.
Who is the toughest offensive lineman to go against? Do you have one?
For me, ever?
Yeah.
I have a crazy welcome to the NFL with against Carl Nix. You guys remember when Carl Nix was on the team?
Remember the name, yeah.
A Goliath of a man.
Yeah.
I think my first reach block at 3 technique, I hit him, and I thought I hit him as hard as I could. I'm talking about everything I got. And 1-2 steps, and I thought, we set the edge. So you set it.
Yeah.
And I just started sliding through the grass. And I was like, man.
Are these cleats working?
Hey, right. I'm really bracing, like arms shaking, and I'm just sliding. I wish I can give you a good depiction of it, but man.
That's, yeah.
Well, pinnacle of career may have been 2020 Super Bowl, I'm guessing. I mean, huge right there. What a proud moment for Tampa Bay, proud moment for you as a player. And we all recall that epic, Super Bowl celebration, a boat parade through downtown Tampa, and so many iconic scenes are etched in our memories from it. The Lombardi Trophy toss and drunk Tom Brady and Vita Vea stealing our camera from our cameraman and filming you guys. Is there one scene that is kind of etched in your mind from that day that sums up just the craziness of that day?
The scene that comes to mind, I'm pretty sure you guys didn't see at all, so I won't share. But the D-line were all on a boat together. I think it was a couple older guys on one boat, but me, Vita, Pat, all of the younger guys, we were all on the back boat. And
Go ahead.
I don't know. So you saw how the fans were everywhere.
Yeah.
They were throwing beer cans to the boat.
Oh, yeah.
And it was possible that we were shotgunning the beer cans.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Possible.
Anything's possible.
I
Allegedly.
caught Vita doing a couple of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a day.
Are you still practicing the jiu-jitsu? You still doing some of that?
Yes, I am.
Nice. That was part of your training. You felt like that helped you on the football field, right?
Definitely. I think it helped me overall too, just being able to, like, the calm state that you have to be in to be able to think through all of the violence technically. So I think it helps me out just day-to-day life.
As we go to break, and there'll be more with Will on the other side, can I get you to put my co-host in a submission tech?
I can show you.
Okay.
I can show you how to do it.
Please
You
do.
can do it on me. I can show you, but you just gotta.
choke
If I
him out.
tap, you gotta let me tap.
Choke him out. All right. There will be much more with Will Gholston on the other side. We'll talk about this year's Bucs and what he thinks of the current squad coming up next.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
Welcome back to the NODPOD. Will Gholston, our guest, Buccaneer and longtime Buccaneer, and now he's transitioning into the coaching ranks. But as you look at this 2025 roster, Will, what do you make of this year's team? It looks a lot of the same pieces that you guys had last year. Baker leading the charge, a lot of expectation this year, maybe one of the best teams in the NFC. How do you see them shaking out?
I think it's gonna all boil down to the grit. If we keep the same grit that we've had for the last few years, all we can do is climb because we have a lot of young pieces that can play.
Yeah.
It's not like it's older guys who can show them the right way, but the young guys that always stepped in, and that's what I like about the front office, they bring in the right caliber guys. They bring in guys who ready to play, ready to be developed, and they go out and show it. So I'm excited when you think about Bucky last year.
Oh man,
right?
Bucky broke out in a huge way.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if your first game you're getting the crowd to chant your name, I think you're doing something right. So
Amazing, exactly.
I mean, he's got. We talked about when he got picked up by the Bucs, and I'm a big Oregon fan, so I watched him for many years doing it in Eugene, and he's got that make you miss that reminds me. I know it's high praise, but he reminds me of Barry a little bit. Maybe it's like the stature, but he's a guy that you just can't trap in a phone booth, and I think that's huge.
I think the biggest part about him is, yes, he can make you miss, but he runs behind his pads too. It's not like he's afraid of that contact, man. And he has the breakaway spree. He's a home run threat.
It's nice.
I like it.
So he excites you on offense. Who excites you on defense of the young ones?
It's a plethora of guys on defense. We got Kalijah, of course, and it might be biased because I'm an ex-defensive lineman.
Yeah.
So we got Kalijah Cansey for sure. Yaya Diaby. I love Logan Hall because I know this is the year, in my opinion, this is the year where he's going to break out and really turn into that guy, like be the guy. Yeah. Vita, to me, is still young, so he's one of the guys. Then we go Cavassier.
Yeah.
Dennis, linebacker. He's, I think he's ready to step up into a great role. I feel like I know everybody on the roster. That's crazy.
Yeah. The only one that wasn't there is Hassan Reddick. What do you think of the addition of Reddick off the edge?
He's a pro's pro. He knows what he's doing, and I'm glad to be able to have that type of guy on the team. Like somebody that can come in that knows how to win, knows how to rush, can be a mentor to the younger guys. And you got Anthony Nelson too. I can't forget about him. He's a quiet, hard-working lunch pail
longest
guy.
Arms on the team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now
I don't know that. I don't know that officially, but I just feel like the guy is so long,
man,
and he always makes plays.
He is efficient. He's a tactician.
I'm looking up Logan Hall's sack total so I can put a little wager on that because my man just told me he's going to break out.
So you watch these guys at practice, and and last year maybe underperformed. What at least the offense sets this high bar, and then you feel like on the other side of the ball I got to live up to it. But you get to see these guys every day at practice. Do you feel like there are certain guys, you mentioned some of the young players, like, there's a Tyke Smith, there's a Servassier Dennis, there's, Kalijah Cansey, still kind of feeling like they're on the cusp of breaking out. Mm-hmm. When you watch them, who do you feel like is due for a breakout 2025?
Everybody you just named can all break out because they show flashes of greatness. It's not just flashes of a good player. They show real flashes of being a great dominant player in the league. And I believe all of them have the opportunity. It's just about how they gel.
Yeah.
Like how is the locker room gelling? And that's going to really get them going. If you could look to your left and look to your right and know that the guy behind you, next to you, got your back, it's easier to let loose and let go because you know that the mistakes will be minimal.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen the Bucs get off to some slow starts in recent seasons, even that Super Bowl year. What is it that the casual fan who's watching, when you guys are going through a stretch of, losing three or four games or losing to maybe a division opponent that everyone thought you should beat, what is it that the casual fan doesn't know about the length of the season and what you guys aren't necessarily living game to game, right?
Oh, no, definitely. I can't say we're not living game to game. The one thing I can say now that I'm outside looking in is the same anger and upsetness that everybody else has. It's probably 1,000 times worse in the locker room, so nobody's going around looking like, oh, we just lost. I think it's just a lot of building, and now that they took a preseason game away, the games mean a little bit more. Not to say that they didn't before, but it means more to have a game. And like I say, you got to gel. And if you're gelling at the right time, you don't want to peak, but you want to be coasting just like this by the time, I want to say, week 10, 11, and then start to elevate and hit the playoffs running. And I feel like we've been able to make it to the playoffs and get some strides going. So the one thing I can say is just the gelling.
Yeah.
A lot of times a team will take on the personality of its quarterback, kind of the biggest position on the team. And when you came in, it was Josh Freeman. You've been through a lot. So Freeman, there was Winston, there was Fitzpatrick, there was Mike Glennon. Mm-hmm. I'm going to miss one. We eventually get to Tom Brady.
Josh
McCown.
Yeah. Wow.
And then eventually we get to Baker. Because Baker's leading the charge now, how different does he – I mean, we've heard so much about the fact that he's a locker room guy. The players love to play with him. What was the tenor switch like in the locker room when he took over? Like, how quickly did he make that his team and guys take to him?
He was accepted right into the fold, I would say, because if you look at his personality, the same way that he is on and off the field, like that's the type of leader you want. Like he's the type of guy we're gonna walk down the alley. He might talk some stuff, but he backs it up. He's a dude's dude.
He sticks his nose in.
That's what I'm saying. He's a dude's dude.
Yeah.
So you don't have anything to worry about when it comes to that. And that's an easy guy to follow. Somebody who's going to lead by example and not just talk about it, but be about it. So when he came into, he accepted right into the fold.
What was that first interaction with Tom Brady like?
It was awesome for me. It was awesome because in the
Even
back
though
of
he's a Michigan man.
That's what I was about to say. In the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, Michigan guy. I know we gonna beat Michigan. So I had my hat in his locker after we beat him, just waiting the whole season, waiting for him to put it on. He never put it on.
Yeah, I've heard it said somewhere that you and Nacho started training when it was announced that he was
we were
signed.
training.
You were already training,
I mean,
but you said what to yourselves?
Because it was COVID.
You were. Training.
Yeah, we were training, but we looked at each other and we said, we can't be the reason we don't win. So I feel like that was probably the hardest year of training that we had. And shout out to Nacho too. He's doing a great job. He's a great dad too. But
is he in New York?
He's in New York. Okay. We're in '93. Yeah. Still
number,
loud and funny too. It's so crazy.
And so not even having met Tom Brady, it was already, I guess, inspiring you or holding you to a higher standard.
Holding us to a higher standard for sure, because you got a guy who's came in and won either probably one of the best or is the best, depending on the argument you're having, quarterback that's ever done it. So you bring him in, you know that we have all the right pieces. We've always been just there, like almost there. But to have him come in, his spoken leadership, his unspoken leadership, the standard that he brought to us, having BA there too, it was definitely eye-opening. It was definitely a hard off-season. We pushed ourselves to heights, but it helped us, I think, create longevity in our career.
Well, you mentioned the word longevity, and you and a couple other guys currently on the Bucs with Mike Evans and Levante David have been kind of these pictures of longevity. To young guys going into the league. What would you say is the key to that? I mean, I know that there's obviously injury, like there's some level of luck to it, right? Staying healthy, but what did you find is the key to longevity, being able to make it for a dozen years in the NFL?
Don't count the plays, make the plays count. So if you go out there saying, oh, I'm not starting, or I'm not able to learn because the reps, everything's moving so fast, it's one rep at a time. Don't count anything but that one rep. Make it your best rep. You get pulled out, you get pulled out, you get another one, make it better than the last. So it's you got to have a short memory. And the one thing I remember learning a little younger was FIDO, forget it and drive on. So something bad happened, you got to forget it instantly and drive on. If it needs to be corrected, it'll be corrected in the film room.
That's probably easier said than done. All right, so this year's team, they're expected to win the NFC South. As you look at the NFC South as a whole, it seems like it's always a dogfight to the last week. Do you expect it to be that way this year, or do you think the Bucs are that much better that they might create some separation and not have to sweat it out down the stretch? How do you think it all shakes out?
You got to give me a couple of years, because my mentality is still the mentality of the locker room. Everybody,
you're just focused on Atlanta.
You know, you know what's crazy is the dislike I have for certain teams, and they did nothing to me. I just have a strong dislike for New Orleans and Atlanta.
That's good.
Which team did you hate the most?
New Orleans, and I don't know why.
It's Cam Jordan's fault.
Man, he did talk a lot of cash.
Yeah, well, we are looking forward to it. It's the season kicks off here on Sunday.
We can't let him get out of here without giving our listeners and viewers a cigar recommendation. He owns a cigar bar in the Tampa area, Elena's.
Where can we and how often are you there?
I'm there
too often?
Way too often. I'm there, almost every day that we open, I am there in there. Either smoking a cigar or laughing or joking. I play cards in there, dominoes. So it's a real loungy area. It's called Elena Cigar Lounge. It's in Town and Country, West Chase area. Yeah. The best cigar, though, my favorite right now is the Arturo Fuente short story. Light it with a match, and you sit there and chill.
We like a short story.
Wait, now, why do you light it with a match versus a torch?
So with the torch, you can get a little bit of the chemicals inside of there when it burns. When you light it with just a match, and the matches that we have there has no chemical burn to it, you light it with a match, get it all free, V-cut, get all the smoke. So V-cut opens it up. Yeah. You get a little bit of smoke, not too much. You get a puncher, you're getting way more smoke. You get puncher's a slower cut. Straight is a lot more smoke. And I'm still learning a little bit, but yeah. I like it a lot.
How long have you been kind of a connoisseur of cigars?
I would say within the last 2 or 3 years.
Nice.
Started smoking and really understanding the way you're supposed to smoke.
Yeah.
It was that boat parade when the cigars came out.
They handed him out, and he's like, what is this?
Like, I think I'll open a lounge. Yeah.
Very good. Will Gholston, one of the greats to slip on a Buccaneer uniform. We're so happy that he's joining us, and we wish your Sickles Griffins the best of luck this season and your coaching career as well. Skip on down to Elena's for a nice little smoke. Catch some live music as well. Very good. He is Will Gholston. Stick around on the other side. It is time for our fun blog. We'll catch up with BK and see what's cooking in the NODPOD Gazette. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. Sorry, Chris, I'm just planning my visit to Elena's Cigar Lounge.
Yes.
I'm going to have to do that. All right, with that, BK, let's welcome you back in. And you've been perusing the most recent headlines, I understand.
Yes, Pod Gazette, latest
At it
issue
again.
of it. Hope you haven't looked at it because these are some headlines. And you're going to tell me if these are real headlines or fake headlines, all right?
Haven't looked at it. My subscription expired 2 months ago.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
And I was borrowing your subscription, so
Left it in the men's room for him.
that's why it's going out of business.
All right, ready for the first headline?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. Horned rabbits spark panic. Residents shelter in fear as a pack of horned rabbits run amok through their community. This is taking place in Fort Collins, Colorado. Apparently, the town is overrun by these Frankenstein bunnies that have not one, but multiple horns sprouting out of their heads.
And
Is
he's
this
got
true
big
or-
fangs that go,
Is this true or false?
you mean just beyond the bunny? No, it is the bunny.
Monty Python, very good pull.
Man, what town is this, sorry?
Fort Collins, Colorado. Keep saying Kentucky. Fort Collins.
Yeah, that seems like a creature that would descend from the Rocky Mountains. A horned bunny.
Like a bunny mated with a ram or something?
Now, are they aggressive? Are they? Well, you don't know. All right, horned rabbits spark panic. Yes, I think that's true. There's all kinds of creatures that we don't know that are out there.
And we don't want to know.
We don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know, and then they move into our neighborhoods. I just got a notification from our HOA that an alligator was spotted in our pond.
Well, we know those are out there.
Well, yeah, but
If there's a
this is
pond in
first.
Florida, there's an alligator.
Yeah,
in it.
this is first. Yeah, I'm going to say that is a true story. Horned rabbits on the loose.
I will agree with my colleague here. I think this bunny has broken its contract with nature. Bunnies are supposed to be fluffy and cute. This thing is an aberration. It has some type of caught some type of rabbit herpes, and and it's spreading. It's spreading. So I will say true.
True, guys. Good job. This is some virus that these rabbits are getting, and it's giving them like wart-like growths that protrude from their faces, like metastasizing horns.
All right.
How about that?
But can we confirm that these are rabbit herpes or not? That's what
I believe it is.
Chris
Yes.
is.
And this is what they think, that whole myth about jackalopes. I guess.
Oh, there
yeah.
could be some truth to it.
Yeah.
I thought jackalopes were real. Are they not?
Yeah.
No.
Don't you have one mounted
What
in
was
your
that?
den?
What show was that on? They had jackalopes.
I don't know, but I've seen a taxidermied jackalope before. I'm certain they're true.
Yeah, they're absolutely real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the abominable snowman. All right.
Good job, guys. You want another one?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Next headline. Send your pets to the zoo. A zoo asks local residents for their pets to help, get this, feed the animals of the zoo. This is Aalborg Zoo in Copenhagen, Denmark. Says it's trying to mimic the natural food chain of the animals housed there for the sake of both animal welfare and the professional integrity. You got that?
Wait, so they're asking us to bring our pets as food for
And
the zoo
feed them.
animals?
That's what this headline
To the
says, yeah.
lions.
They assure
Oh.
that the pets will be euthanized gently.
Okay.
True or
It
false?
doesn't. It's limb from limb.
I can't see this being true. There's no way.
You can't see it being true.
Unless your pet's dead and you're just looking for a way to dispose of it. You know, if you've got some dead mice, maybe that's something the zoo snakes would eat, I guess.
Yeah.
Dead
I mean,
hamster.
I don't. If it is true, it's not going to be like your family dog. So, maybe if you have like a koi pond.
Yeah. Or gerbils,
Yeah, it could be. I mean, there's a gerbil on the screen, and he's running for his life, but he doesn't realize he's stuck in a wheel. We're gonna get him. I can feed him.
Feels
feed him
like
to the
I know how
walrus.
he feels.
It feels on its face like it can't be true, which makes me think that it probably is true. I think they do things different there.
In Copenhagen, he
In
said?
Copenhagen, yeah, for sure. They like to feed old Scruffy. He's always had that bad hip.
The tigers are hungry. Bring your horses.
I think the tiger's gonna be able to catch it.
Yeah.
Boy, that would be a horrifying end. It's like you gave your dog a milk bone. Come on, hop in the car. We're gonna go for a little ride down to the zoo.
Dog's happy. It's always wanted to go to the
Open
zoo.
that cage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say true, even though I'm going against my best impulses.
I got to go false with this one, BK.
It is absolutely true.
Oh, no.
The zoo in northern Denmark explained in a Facebook post that, quote, if you have a healthy animal, that needs to be given away for various reasons, feel free to donate them to us.
That is wild.
That
Yes.
has to be a joke by the zoo.
The zoo points
is
to.
PETA operating?
I don't know.
Denmark may not have that issue.
The zoo points to guinea pigs, rabbits, chickens as possible donations.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
now, see, a
Okay.
chicken's kind of a domesticated wild animal, a little bit. I can see that.
That's bizarre.
The guinea pig. Poor
Yeah.
guinea
So,
pig.
like I said,
Yeah.
they're not. It's not like your family dog. you
They
know?
want pocket pets, what are known as pocket pets. You know.
Yeah.
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 I don't know what the secondary market's like on gerbils. I haven't looked into that.
Well, I guess it depends.
Maybe this is just the easier way to go. All right.
Seems like you could just flush them. I don't know. No, that's the fish. Never mind.
How about another one here? You ready?
Yeah.
All right, Binky Stress Busters. The growing trend among adults of using pacifiers as a stress reliever.
Oh my goodness.
Is this true or not? The one company is said to be sold over 2,000 per month. It's big in Japan, is what I've been told.
That's what you've been told.
Yes.
Okay.
You had me until that. You had me until that. I'm told. Yeah, from my sources on the ground in the big Binky community.
From my people in the Tokyo offices.
Yes. Where's my passy? It could very well become this. This is one of those things where like art imitates life, or life imitates art. Yeah, I think that this could potentially, sadly, be the case at some point. But I'm gonna say no. Come on. I mean, an adult with a Binky.
There are some weirdos out there.
No, I know that. That's what I'm saying. But like at the same time, like this cannot be a culturally accepted phenomenon. Like, reverting back to babyhood.
I think it's true because I believe that there's these kind of underground rave parties where that's part of the thing.
So it's like a glowing
Binky?
Binky?
You show up with you need an oral fixation, and you show up with your Binky. Maybe you trade Binkies, with your friends. You make friends.
Sounds like Chris knows a little bit too much about the
and
Binky underground.
You wear a furry tail too to accentuate.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know.
No,
I'm gonna say true because the world is weird.
It is absolutely true, guys.
No. Humanity takes another shot to the junk.
Adults are turning to pacifiers to ease their stress, improve sleep, and stop smoking.
Okay.
One guy said
that's why they invented Nicorette.
He says it's
it's
high quality, soft, and I feel comfortable sucking it, said one buyer. It does not impede my breathing.
Does not impede my breathing.
Yeah, how about that?
He probably had a
I have a nose. Yeah.
So yes, adult Binkies, pacifiers.
Well, why not? Why not just go back to formula? Why not? How about how you used to wrap your kids up when they're
swaddle them?
Swaddle them. That's the word. I forgot. It's been a minute. Yeah.
That's what the world is coming to. A bunch of
that doesn't really
pacifiers
surprise me.
sucking adults walking around.
It's a contrasting style of what they're doing in Copenhagen versus Japan. Feed your animals, suck on your pacifier. All right.
You want another one?
Yeah.
200-mile-per-hour Wienermobile.
Ooh.
A team is partnering with Joey Chestnut for a hot dog covered car. Trackhouse Racing will have a car for the upcoming Homestead race that will have 70 hot dogs pasted all over it in celebration of Joey Chestnut's recent 70 hot dog winning contest he just had in that Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Okay.
Is this true or false?
You want to take it?
Well, I don't know if it's true or false, but if that thing is fast as they say it is, no one will ever catch up to it.
Hey!
I'm going to go false. I feel like this is a falsehood. I think you're appealing to Scott's love of the competitive eating sport and Joey Chestnut, and you want him to think that this is true, but it's false.
I think he's trying that same tactic. Yes, I agree. And being the fact that he just said that he just did 70 hot dogs, clearly he doesn't know that I'm well versed in the competitive eating circuit, and that was not this most recent go round did he do 70 hot dogs. So, yeah. And I feel like I would have heard about this. Maybe, Trackhouse, I could see them doing something like that. But I'm going to say it is false. There will be no 200-mile-per-hour Wienermobile.
Which is a shame.
Yet.
Good job, guys. Absolutely false.
Sniffed out that lie.
Yeah.
Because Scott's right. His algorithm would have fed him that story.
Yeah.
He's all over
that
the
would have
Joey
been
Chestnut.
top of feed. Yeah, for sure. Oh, man.
One more?
Yeah.
I don't have time for one more.
You got one more. Here we go.
I got to go. Okay, make it
real
quick.
Pizza sub makes waves. Pizza companies testing the waters for an underwater pizza delivery system with its own submarine. Domino's Pizza says that it is always looking for new ways to deliver pizza, and what better place than going underwater? True or false?
Well, the anchovies are at home, but I don't think what demand is there for a submarine? Like, where could you possibly need a sub to deliver pizzas to?
There is. I don't know if this is connected, but there is a guy. Our Mark Wilson has interviewed him, who was doing some deep sea research off of the Keys, and Mark's a scuba certified. Mark dove down, visited him, and they had a pizza delivered to this little vessel that he's living in at the bottom of the sea. It's not a pineapple, and so I could see this being true. I'm going to say that because of the publicity stunt aspect of it, I believe this is true.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see a practical, pragmatic use for pizza sub delivery. So I'm going to say not there yet. No.
It is absolutely true. Domino's Pizza is doing it. It sounds like a bit of a publicity stunt here. They're testing a delivery submarine that can reach speeds up to 45 miles per hour and leap 5 meters out of the water.
Whoa.
They're doing this at Loch Ness, where the Loch Ness Monster is. So that's what, it's got to be a stunt.
Does the monster like pizza?
He must have.
The monster's been waiting how many decades for pizza, and he's like, you sent me Domino's?
It's a lockeroni.
So yeah, it's got to be some stunt though. But yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I still want my pizzas delivered by drone. I think that all the drone food items like that we need to work on that.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Thank you, BK.
Good job, guys.
And thank you, editor at the NODPOD, for giving us those delectable headlines. Much thanks to our guest this week, Will Gholston, and I hope you have you're set up for your big watch party this weekend as the NFL returns to TV. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we are waiting for it. Big Bucs season ahead. Much thanks to our crew here at NODPOD headquarters. We got Rochelle over here on the jib. We got Chris on the ones and twos. For BK, Chris, I'm Scott. Until the next time we're on, there are no off days.
Go Bucs.